Homeland Security Acting Deputy Secretary Ken Cuccinelli says cancel culture censorship at Twitter and other social media companies is a grave threat to U.S. national security. Cuccinelli's comments came after Twitter suspended the account of Acting Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Mark Morgan. That censorship happened just before Twitter finally lifted its 2-week ban on the nation's 4th largest newspaper. Twitter had blocked the New York Post and other users from sharing an investigative report about Hunter Biden and sensitive emails involving the Ukrainian energy company Burisma. The story was potentially politically damaging to former Vice President Joe Biden. Conservatives argued the social media giant was biased and was protecting the Biden campaign. Here's Senator Ted Cruz lashing out at Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey during a Senate hearing last week on tech giant censorship.
Who the elected you and put you in charge of what the media are allowed to report and what the American people are allowed to hear? And why do you persist in behaving as a Democratic super PAC, silencing views to the contrary of your political beliefs?
This is why I opened this hearing with calls for more transparency. We realize we need to earn trust more. We realize that more accountability is needed to show our intentions and to show the outcomes. I hear the concerns and acknowledge them, but we want to fix it with more transparency.
Mr. Dorsey, it's not transparency that's needed. What is needed is for Twitter monitors to keep their hands off the censorship button. I think it all comes down to free speech, influence, and trust. Do Twitter and other social media giants trust the American people to make their own decisions about the news and information they receive? I often post and share articles on social media that people don't like. Sometimes my followers and social media friends question my sharing of conservative or liberal content. But folks, I share news that people need to know. It's up to them to draw their own conclusions. My responsibility as a journalist is to withhold information that I know has been proven to be false. And when I see others sharing information that I know is false, then I point it out and I share the evidence. But those managing Facebook, Twitter, and other social media sharing companies are not journalists. They should not take on that role. America will be better off if big tech stops playing Big Brother and allows people to freely share information and ideas. If they fail to do that, they run the risk of the next Congress taking action against them by possibly lifting Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. The code protects the social media giants from being sued over the content shared by their users. The lifting of Section 230 would make them responsible and vulnerable to costly legal entanglements, and that would possibly force them to change or lead to their demise. So stay tuned. Although Election Day is now behind us, the big battle against censorship and big tech is just beginning. There must be an open sharing of divergent views, no matter how distasteful or politically incorrect they may be. Well, that's it today from the Global Lane. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, Parler, and Twitter. And until next time, be blessed.